Today we are taking a brief tour of my yard for the 2024 spooky season. Now I decided I'd host this thing in the garage because this is sort of the main central command center for everything, and it's been the location for a lot of the interviews for the past yard documentaries, so I kind of thought this was a fitting place. So basically, how I like to start out is going through the inventory and looking through all the weathered stuff and seeing if there's anything that can be pulled out or if there's anything that needs to be replaced. And then I try to come up with a theme. I don't always try to go too crazy with the theme, but I try to do something different each year using most of the stuff I already have. This year, I went sort of with like a cemetery theme, but I also have some of my Texas Chainsaw stuff that I used last year, such as Grandpa, who's sitting out in the chair in front. I got the buckets of blood like you see in the multiplayer maps, and I might add the sliding gates as the escape hatches again that I had from last year that were made out of the old bed parts, but I haven't really added them yet because they're kind of bulky, so that they may or may not be added. As far as setup goes, I like to start out with the front and kind of work my way out into the yard. So I start out at the house, and at the beginning I usually set up all the skeleton animals to make like the pet cemetery area. Then I go along the bush areas and add the webs and spiders and various things like that. We've got two additions now, one that I don't usually add, which is the Rising Graveyard Phantom, which is one of the animatronics from Home Depot, and I've sort of not included it the last few years because I've kind of built up how much it would take to build in my head, but it really wasn't that bad to put together. It's just some of the stuff can be kind of tedious. Like once you're kind of going underneath the cloak trying to see things, that's when it gets a little stupid, but it really wasn't that bad. So we've got that, and then we've got a new animatronic this year from Home Depot as well, a witch. So those two look really great standing next to each other and definitely are gonna catch some eyes. Then we've got sort of the middle of the yard where we always include the locker, and then we kind of build around that. So this year, instead of putting the archway out in front to form the entrance of the cemetery, the entrance is sort of formed by just an opening, and then the horse kind of surrounds the center, and then surrounding that is the fencing. So it's made up of some of the fake plastic fencing, and then there's also the PVC pipes with wire, and then the large drums, which I'm so happy I was able to pick those up. So I have never seen any drums like that since, but it just so happened that there was a warehouse sale going on, and they were perfect. So then after we set the middle up, we kind of go and put the lights around everything and I guess put some of the finishing touches on everything. And then after that, it's just a matter of looking around and seeing if there's anything else that can be added or if there's stuff that should be changed around, because most of the time I do a lot of improvising. It's not like there's a big solid plan or like some paper that I'm looking at. It's just like, well, at this very moment, this looks cool, and this would be all right over here, and it usually just ends up coming together. I mean, it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be like this precise, perfect thing, because we're just having fun and we're trying to make a spooky yard. And if it's a little bit different and people have some smiles by the end of the day and collect their candy, then I'm happy. The final step is to plug everything in, make sure it all looks good, and just take it all in. Admire the fruits of your labor. Damn, that sure is one nice looking spooky yard.